Okay, so my name is Thu Bui,
And I'm Carolina Silva.
and we're doing a mentoring program for the ESL class at East High. So what we do is we pair one Westminster student, majority of them are freshmen, with another English as a second language student at East High. And most of the ESL students are immigrant or refugee, so that's another population there. And what we want to do for the program is we want to get them into college after they graduate. Most of them are senior or junior. And by saying college, we either the U here or like normal college or maybe community college or maybe vocational school. Just helping them having a plan after graduation because every person have different path, but we want them to at least have something to do after they graduate.
So, hi, I'm Hannah Losser, and I'm a senior biology student here. And my project, I am working at Youth City, doing science programming and helping the kids with their science fair projects. So it's been really fun because it's been great for me because I'm super interested in science education. And so working with the kids at Youth City has been such a great opportunity for me to kind of hone in on my skills and do a lot of lesson planning. And I think it's really important because I hated science growing up. I was always a dancer and I thought I was such an artist and I never wanted anything to do. I liked math, but I hated science. And then because of some different situations, I kind of started to dip my feet in the science world and kind of fell in love with it. And so here I am. But so I think it's important for me to be at Youth City because I think there is kind of a lack of interest in the sciences, especially for younger kids. And I don't know if that's always because of poor science programs in schools or lack of support at home for an interest in science. And I can't speak across the board because you have some kids that have an interest. But it's been really fun for me this semester to bring in science programming and see the changes that have happened. We go on field trips. I try to take them on a field trip about once a week. So we've been to Tracy Aviary. We went up to Alta to do a hike and ecology tour. We're going to the planetarium on Friday. We went to the Natural History Museum. And then the best day, which was kind of the highlight of the program thus far, was that I actually brought the kids to Westminster. And we did a comparison. We also went out to the Great Salt Lake, so we did a comparison of the lake and the salinity and the life in the lake, and then we compared that to the stream here at Westminster, and then brought the organisms back into one of the labs in Meldrum to kind of look at all the organisms and to check the salinity of the water and do all the comparisons. And they made these cute little, that got water damaged, but they made little lab notebooks with all their little data charts.
So I do an after-school math tutoring at East High, and we do it Monday through Thursday, 2:30 to 4. Westminster students, we've had 125 tutors go, which is about 40 students because they go 3 times. And we have about 10 tutors every week. And so our tutor to student ratio is about 4 students for every tutor, which is really good. It's a lot better than we had last year. Westminster's really stepped it up and participated more because last year I had about a 7 student for each tutor ratio, so that's been good. We've had 598 E students, and a lot of those are repeats, so they just keep coming. And that averages out to about 10 to 15 students every day and 46 students per week, and I'm a math person. That's the only reason I know all these numbers. So he came to tutoring the day before a test, and then he came the next week, and he told us he got the highest score in the class, and he got a 96%. So that was pretty cool.
And I'm Sarah Schaefer.
I'm Amanda Phillips.
I'm Tara Mohammed.
Okay, so what our program does is we partner with a local refugee and immigrant center called the Saranac Community and Welcome Center. And Amanda and I saw a need for continued relationships with the kids and someone who will be there consistently to really help give those kids a push and build strong relationships. So we took on that project.
Wow.
We started with 4 mentors in the spring, and now we have...
Now we're up to 16, and we've capped at 16 because that's what our bus currently holds. Them plus the 17 mentees.
It won't hold the mentors at all, it's just our kids.
It's just the kids, and the mentors then pile into their cars, and we do a once-a-month activity. And last month we took the kids to the cord maze. So kids piled in the bus, mentors piled in their cars, and we drove off. It was a blast. Kids had fun. The cord maze actually gave them a little ticket to follow along, and it was fun to watch the mentors and mentees interact on that little card and find all the little dots inside of the cord maze.
Our successes is that we're kind of reaching the point where we've been there long enough that the kids like their mentor. Before they were appreciating like the consistent someone there to work with just them, but now they like kind of care who that person was, which was not necessarily true at first. We could have probably switched anyone and it wouldn't have mattered. But we yesterday had a kid who was in a gang who we like thought, do you know Santu? Yeah, Santu. Yeah. We thought there was no going back for Santu. He's kind of acting really rough, really acting out the lot, but we know he's a sweet kid. He was really sweet in the spring, just kind of over the summer. He's taken a drastic change. But he came yesterday early for programming looking for his mentor, which has not happened ever. We always have to go hunt him down at his apartment.
I'm Amanda Werner, and I do my project at the aquarium. So I started Animal of the Month activities, and that's what this little guy is from. So last month we learned about the balloon fish. And so we made little balloon fish, and then they got strings attached to them, and mine's not really attached right, but then they could swim around the aquarium with them and go look at animals. And so, yeah, so, and then like with each of those, we have like little fact sheets that we put out, and so there's like a picture, and it tells them where they live. And there's another one that's like, did you know, and it like lists interesting facts about them, and so like the balloon fish is like highly poisonous, it can kill like 30 humans. And there's like no antidote, so that's something interesting. And then we also had, yeah, it's sad, but it's interesting. No, and people eat them. They're a delicacy in Japan, and if you don't do it right, you die. And then like for this one, since they inflate, we had like how I inflate, and it has like a little picture showing them. And so we were able to teach kids while they were making their balloon fish, like, hey, they inflate when they get scared, and they do it by either sucking in water or air like this. And so that was fun. And then they also get coloring pages because kids like to color. And so that's one thing I do every month. And it's a lot of fun to see like the kids do it. And then it's not just like young kids. Like with the balloon fish, I had people in their late teens, probably early 20s, just staring at the table. And I'm like, you can come make one too if you want. And they come over and they sit there and decorate it. And it's a lot of fun. And then in October, we did the Goliath bird-eating spider, which if you don't know, is the biggest spider in the world as of right now. And it gets as big as a dinner plate. And so with that one, kids were actually able to make their own edible spider out of marshmallows and pretzels. And so we kind of did that to tie in a like cultural aspect, because where they're found, people actually eat them. And so this way they were eating the spider like other people do. And then during that time, we got to talk to them about the spider. And just like one of the greatest things about that is like, I was talking to a young kid, probably like 6 or 7, and I told him how big it was, and then like another guest came and sat down to make something, and he was leaving, and I'm like, do you know how big this spider gets? And the kid ran back and he's like, it gets as big as a dinner plate. And it's just so cute when they get so excited and actually take something away from it.